Tales from Black Manor, 2025, begins in the year 1309 in a kingdom overshadowed by grief and impending war. Prince Alexa Black stands on the brink of battle against his own brother. Their father the king has died, and with his death the fragile peace of the realm has shattered. Both sons claim the throne, and a brutal war between bloodlines is inevitable. As Alexa prepares for combat, he recalls a haunting story his father once told him during childhood, a story that now feels less like a legend and more like destiny unfolding. Years before his death, the king had ventured into the nearby forest known as Tanglewood. Deep within the woods he encountered a mysterious woman of breathtaking beauty yet terrifying presence. She wore red garments and even her eyes glowed crimson. There was something unnatural about her. She delivered a prophecy: in the years to come a great war would erupt near Tanglewood between the king's two sons. Only one would claim the throne, the one who killed the most soldiers while invoking her name. That victor would not only win the crown but also receive immense power, a force that would render him undefeatable for as long as he lived. When the king asked for her name, she replied simply, "Death." She was not a witch or a sorceress, she was death itself. For years the king waited for the prophecy to unfold, but it never did during his lifetime. Now he is gone and the prophecy is finally coming true. Remembering his father's words, Alexa enters battle with ruthless determination. As the war begins, he invokes death's name repeatedly while slaughtering his brother's soldiers. His belief in the prophecy fuels him with terrifying confidence. Eventually he confronts and kills his own brother, securing victory. Alexa Black becomes king, and in honor of his triumph and the power he believes he has inherited, he builds a grand estate called Black Manor. From this fortress begins the dark legacy of the Black family. Over time, stories spread across the kingdom that Alexa possessed the powers of death. Though Alexa eventually dies, the myth of his supernatural strength becomes the foundation of the Black family's identity. Generations pass and the legend grows stronger with each retelling. The story then shifts to the year 1735. A girl named Ivy Black is born into the lineage of Alexa. Unlike others who see the tale as mere folklore, Ivy believes every word. She grows up obsessed with the story of death and the prophecy. Among the family legends is another secret: if one finds death before death comes for them, a bargain can be made. Death can grant immortality, but only in exchange for another life. To preserve one's own life, one must sacrifice someone else. However, the life demanded must belong to someone close. Ivy fears death more than anything. The idea of her life ending terrifies her. Determined to escape mortality, she dedicates her life to finding death in the depths of Tanglewood. Years pass as she searches endlessly, but she cannot find the entity. Desperate, she turns to a witch for help. Using dark magic, the witch reveals death's location. Finally, Ivy comes face to face with death. The figure appears pleased to see her, as if expecting her arrival. Death speaks calmly, acknowledging Ivy's desire for immortality. The terms are clear: to save her own life she must give another life in return, and not just any life but the life of someone she loves. Without hesitation, Ivy agrees. To fulfill the bargain, she kills her father, her brother, and her uncle. Death had asked for one life, but Ivy offers 3. Impressed or perhaps amused, Death grants her immortality. However, immortality comes with strict rules. First, Ivy cannot die from illness or natural causes, but she can still be killed by another human. She must always remain cautious. Second, although she will age very slowly, she will continue to grow older over time. If she wishes to preserve her youth and beauty, she must kill people whenever she begins to age. Each life taken halts her aging process. Third, and most horrifying of all, her humanity will gradually fade. Over centuries she will lose her emotions, empathy, and soul, becoming nothing more than a walking corpse. Death also gives Ivy 7 books of death, ancient texts filled with forbidden knowledge. Thrilled by her new power, Ivy returns home and reveals everything to her family. Rather than recoiling in horror, the Black family embraces the revelation. They decide that none of them will ever die naturally again. From that moment forward, whenever a member of the Black family approaches death or begins to age, they seek out death, make the same bargain, and sacrifice someone close to gain immortality. Generations pass and the Black lineage transforms into something monstrous. The family outwardly maintains its noble image, but behind the walls of Black Manor lies a history soaked in blood. Lovers, siblings, parents, no relationship is sacred when immortality is at stake. Each generation repeats the cycle: fear of death, a bargain, betrayal, sacrifice. The manor itself becomes a symbol of corruption, its halls echoing with whispers of the murdered. As the centuries roll forward, the Blacks accumulate wealth, influence, and unnatural longevity. Yet the cost becomes increasingly visible. Family members grow cold and detached. Their eyes lose warmth. They live forever, but they are no longer truly alive. The third rule of death proves unavoidable: humanity slips away piece by piece. By the modern era, Black Manor stands isolated yet imposing, its dark history hidden from the outside world. The current descendants struggle with the weight of their inheritance. Some embrace the curse willingly, while others begin to question whether immortality is truly a gift. The once proud legacy of Alexa Black has devolved into a dynasty of predators trapped in an endless cycle of murder. In 1890, a young girl named Susie Black comes of age. She has grown up hearing the tales of Ivy and dreams of becoming like her, powerful, immortal, untouchable. Her mother believes it is time for Susie to join the eternal ranks of their bloodline. To achieve immortality, the Blacks must strike a bargain with death itself. Death is not merely a force but a conscious entity that negotiates. The family approaches death and offers a life in exchange for Susie's eternal existence. The bargain is sealed and Susie becomes immortal. However, immortality quickly reveals itself to be a cruel trick. Susie begins to realize that death is playing a long, merciless game. One by one, members of her family are killed. Some are murdered by outsiders, others meet mysterious ends. It becomes clear that death enjoys watching them suffer. Susie survives by hiding constantly on the run, as if she herself is part of an elaborate game designed by death. The question lingers: what is death planning, and how will this nightmare end? As decades pass, the legend of the Black family and Black Manor spreads. Some believe the stories, others dismiss them as folklore. Then comes 1944 during the chaos of World War II. The government seizes Black Manor for military use, forcing the Black family to surrender it. Among the soldiers are two brothers, Adol and Helmut. They have spent years searching for Black Manor, convinced the legends are true. They too desire immortality. The brothers understand that death demands a life in exchange for sparing another. During the war they kill many enemy soldiers, believing these deaths will please Death. When Adol finally reaches Black Manor and confronts Death, the entity laughs at him. Death explains that lives taken during war do not count toward a personal bargain. War already claims countless souls. If Adol wants immortality, he must kill his own men and finally his own brother. Shocked but desperate, Adol chooses eternal life over loyalty and love. He murders his soldiers and ultimately kills Helmut. The bargain is fulfilled and Adol becomes immortal. Yet immortality brings him no peace. It is said he still wanders the Tanglewood forests, consumed by regret for betraying his own blood. In 1945 something unprecedented happens. Death falls in love. While wandering through the forest, Death encounters a young soldier named Jack. Taking the form of a woman, Death approaches him. Over time genuine feelings develop. Jack is soon sent to war and fate leads him to Tanglewood. Death knows his time has come. He is destined to die in battle. Despite her knowledge, she cannot alter destiny, or so it seems. Jack and his fellow soldiers are killed in combat. Unable to bear losing him, Death breaks her own rules. She uses her power to anchor Jack's soul near Black Manor instead of allowing him to pass on. Jack eventually learns the truth about his lover's identity. Around Black Manor countless spirits and corpses linger, making it one of the most haunted places in the world. What was once rumor becomes global legend. Black Manor becomes feared and hated, yet morbidly fascinating. By 1985 curiosity overcomes fear for a young woman named Kat. Determined to uncover the truth, she enters Black Manor with her boyfriend. They explore the decaying halls, initially finding nothing but silence. Soon, however, they sense they are not alone. A dark shadow trails them. Panic sets in as they try to flee, but it is too late. The shadow is Ivy Black, who has transformed into something demonic over the years. Sustained by human flesh and darkness, Ivy kills Kat's boyfriend first, then brutally murders Kat. Their tragic fate reinforces the lesson that some cursed places are better left undisturbed. After this incident, fear of the Black family intensifies. People avoid Tanglewood altogether. But immortality requires sacrifice. If prey does not come willingly, the Blacks must seek it out. In 2012, Mary Black faces her own initiation. Her uncle Oliver helps her find a suitable victim. They select an ordinary working woman, someone living a simple, unsuspecting life. One day Oliver and Mary invade her home and kill her, offering her life to Death. Mary becomes immortal, continuing the cycle of bloodshed. Not every Black embraces this destiny. Among them is Anthesia Black, who in 2025 rejects the idea of immortality. She desires a normal life and a natural death. She falls in love with a man named Dorian and dreams of sharing a mortal existence with him. However, doubt creeps into her heart. Suspecting betrayal, she eventually catches Dorian with another woman. Overcome with rage and heartbreak, Anthesia kills the woman and then Dorian. In her anguish, she makes the fatal decision to bargain with Death. Immortality is granted, but at the cost of her humanity. She becomes what she once despised. Perhaps the most tragic figure in the entire lineage is Annabelle Black, who became immortal centuries ago. She now resides within Black Manor, but immortality has drained every ounce of her humanity. She exists like a walking corpse, incapable of true life yet unable to die. She waits for the death of time, the end of the world, because only then will her suffering cease. Until that final day, she remains trapped in eternal torment. The film weaves together generations of cursed lives, illustrating that immortality in this world is not a gift but a punishment engineered by Death for amusement. Each character who seeks eternal life does so out of fear, ambition, love, or anger, and each pays a terrible emotional price. Black Manor stands as a monument to greed, regret, love twisted by power, and the inescapable consequences of defying the natural order. In the end, the story leaves viewers questioning whether eternal life is worth the endless suffering it brings, and whether some doors once opened can ever truly be closed. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.